Jamie Foxx, and this is Modern Day Fox. Modern Day Fox. Thanks for joining me again this week. I am working on my food prep, and today I'm going to cook a whole frozen chicken in my Instant Pot. This is frozen solid, and this is a fresh chicken from the market, so it doesn't have any gizzards in it. So I'm gonna have to remove those first. So I'm gonna stick this in the pot, and I'm hoping that it cooks all the way through. I haven't done this before. I'm going to make some curried chicken salad for the week from that, and I'm also gonna debone it and use the bones to make broth. I'm also going to take this ground turkey and make some paleo meatballs for the week, and I'll be serving those with zoodles. And the other thing I'm going to make is some breading for chicken nuggets that are grain-free. So I'm going to have my breading already prepped, and I'm going to cube my chicken and have that in the fridge. And I'm going to also prep some sweet potato curly fries with my spiralizer. So let's start with the frozen chicken. I have my Instant Pot here. I have my trivet. I'm going to put that in. I'm just going to place the frozen chicken breast up in the Instant Pot. I have a half an onion that I'm going to throw in there. Then I just have what I call kitchen sink seasoning, where I took a whole variety of seasonings. I'm going to put this on my blog sometime soon. And I just have sort of an all-purpose seasoning mix. So I'm going to sprinkle that all over my my frozen chicken. I need some liquid in there, so I'm going to pour a cup of water in there. So I'm going to do 35 minutes because this is frozen, and I'll take a temperature, and if it's not cooked all the way through, I'll do an extra 5 minutes. So setting my Instant Pot at manual and going to increase it up to 35 minutes. And that'll probably take a while to come to pressure just because it does have a frozen chicken in it. Okay, for my meatballs, I have a 3-pound roll of ground turkey, and I'm actually going to just use 2 pounds of this. So I'm going to cut it cut a third off of it, and I'll put that in the freezer. And then put the 2 pounds of turkey in my bowl. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some spinach filling, and I have a 1-pound bag of frozen spinach. I'm going to rinse this under warm water and then squeeze out the excess water. Alright, I have my spinach and my turkey in there. Next thing I'm going to do is use my manual food chopper and put a whole onion in there. You can easily dice this up as well. I just like the food chopper because it helps me fry less. A lot faster. Alright, have them all diced up. Throw that in there as well. Using my kitchen sink seasoning again, just add 2 full tablespoons of this. And you can use garlic powder, onion powder, basil, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic salt, anything that you would like. Next thing, we need something to bind our meatballs, so I'm going to use 2 eggs. And just put those in a cup and then whisk them. Then throw them in your meatballs. Now we're ready to mix. What we're going to do is I'm going to use this handy dandy meatballer that I just got. My friend Allie told me about this. I saw in some photos that her meatballs were perfectly round, and I said, how did you do that? And she had this meatballer, so I bought one off of Amazon. I'll link it in the description of this video. And I've never used it before, but I'm going to try it today. This will make a perfect 1.5-inch meatball. These are done. I think they turned out really nice and uniform using the meatballer. I yielded 30 out of the 2 pounds. I'm going to freeze them on the parchment paper, and then I'll transfer them to a freezer bag after they're frozen. That way they don't all stick together. And then I have preheat my oven to 350, and I will bake these 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see. I'll take a temperature and make sure they're done. And then I'll package them up and they'll be ready to serve on the day that I have meatballs and zoodles for dinner. While my meatballs are cooking and my chicken is in my Instant Pot cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and prep my sweet potato curly fries. And I have this great spiralizer here. Link that as well in the description of this video. And you just put your potato inside there and you just simply turn. Got to put a little pressure on there so that it stays up against the blade. But this is certainly easier than any other spiralizer I've used. I will season these and lightly cover them with oil, put them on parchment paper, and bake them at 400 degrees until they're nice and crispy on the day. And these will be served with the chicken nuggets, the grain-free chicken nuggets, and I'm gonna go ahead and prep the breading for that now. I'm not going to prepare my chicken nuggets until the day that I make them, but I'm gonna go ahead and make the breading. And I'm also remembering to take the frozen chicken breast out of the freezer now, and I'll put this in the refrigerator so that it is defrosted when I wanna use it. And I'll cube this on the day that I make the chicken nuggets. So for the breading, I'm going to use a half a cup of almond meal. And I'm going to use about 1/4 cup of coconut flour. I can get it, coconut flour. And guess what makes a return? My kitchen sink seasoning. You know, another reason that I made this seasoning is because literally every recipe that I use calls for almost the same things. So it's all in this, and this is tasty. So I'm gonna put a big scoop of this in there, maybe about, this is about an eighth of a cup. And then I'm just gonna shake that up. And now on the day that I make the chicken nuggets, all I have to do is dice the meat, run them through an egg wash, and dredge them through this breading, and then I'll put them on parchment paper and bake each side for about 10 minutes each on 350 until they're completely cooked. And my chicken has about 5 minutes. My timer for my meatballs just went off at 15 minutes. I checked them, they weren't ready, so I set the timer for another 5 minutes. I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough either, but since I do have some extra time, I'm gonna go ahead and prep the vegetables for my sausage veggie bake that I'm gonna make. I have a kielbasa that I'm just going to slice up. It's just the one that you buy in the deli section. Slice that up, and then I have a sweet potato, asparagus that I had in the fridge that I need to use, and these 2 peppers that I also needed to use. And I may add more vegetables like an onion or something on the day that I bake it. But I'm gonna spread it out on the parchment paper and spray a little oil, season them, cut up my sausage and bake it. The sweet potato I'm going to cut in little pieces just because they will, this will take longer than this to roast, and the smaller the pieces, the faster they'll roast. One tip about storing vegetables is that you do want to dry them as much as possible. Moisture is the enemy when you're storing vegetables in the fridge. So go ahead and just take a clean cloth and get all the water you can before you put them in the Ziploc bag. And that meal is prepped and ready to go. I have buzzers going off behind me every which way. I checked the meatballs again. They still need about another 5 minutes. So if you're keeping track, that is 25 minutes total on those meatballs. My Instant Pot went off, so I'm gonna check the temperature on my chicken. Good news, the thermometer is at 170, so the chicken cooked all the way through at 35 minutes. So I'm gonna let that cool, and it'll continue to cook a little bit, which is great. And once it's cool, then I'll take some of the chicken off the bone and make the curried chicken salad. Timer went off for the meatballs, and after 25 minutes, they are done. I'm gonna let those cool for a minute, and then I'm going to put those in a Tupperware container. I'm going to debone my chicken now. It's still pretty hot, so after I debone it, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator for a little while before I make the rest of the salad. Okay, I have my chicken pretty much deboned, and I'm not going to waste this carcass. And actually, I left everything in the pot still from when I cooked the chicken because I don't want to waste that either. So I'm going to take the carcass of my chicken and just throw it in there, all the bones. To that, I'm going to add some carrots. And then I have just the leftover onion peels and the tops of the peppers that I didn't use. I'm going to pour those in there as well. And then I'm going to fill my pot up with water, about 3/4 of the way full. I'm also going to throw just a little bit of my kitchen sink seasoning on top. Put the lid on, sealing valve, and then for a broth, I'm going to set this at manual and 90 minutes. That's going to make a great broth, and I will strain that when it's done. Meanwhile, I'm going to go run some errands, and I'm going to put my chicken to cool in the refrigerator so when I get back I can make my chicken salad, and hopefully my broth will be ready to strain and store, and my meal prep will be done. All right, the cycle has completed, and I did a quick release, so I'm going to take the lid off and show you what it looks like. This is what the broth looks like after, before it's strained. So I'll take this pot out and strain it in a colander. I have moved this over to the sink, and I have a colander and a stock pot. Makes it easy. And I'm just gonna dump it in. And it is hot. So all of the stuff is left behind there, the carcass and the veggies. And we have a wonderful big batch of chicken broth. And here's the finished product. I will keep these two in the fridge, and I'll put these in the freezer. And that way I have fresh chicken broth for whatever I need it for. I don't have to buy it at the store. This is a lot healthier, less additives, and you can even drink it if you want to sip it. But our broth is done, and my chicken is now chilled, and I've shredded up a little bit in this bowl, and I'm gonna make the chicken curry salad. And it's super easy. I'm gonna use mayonnaise. I've been using just mayo mayonnaise because it's egg-free. It has the least amount of ingredients of all the mayonnaises, but you can actually use yogurt if you wanna save fat calories. I'm gonna start with 2 heaping tablespoons of the mayonnaise. And then I have my curry. And I'm going to do a full teaspoon of curry and then add more if needed. Pepper. And sea salt. And then just mix it up. I think 2 tablespoons of the mayonnaise is going to be plenty. Just want to get it covered well. For a special touch, I'm going to put some dried cherries in there. You just let this marinate in the refrigerator. I'm going to serve mine in romaine cups, but you can top it on a salad. You can put it on bread if you want to. You can add a lot more things to it. You can do diced onions, diced celery. You can add nuts. I'm just keeping mine simple this week. My prep is done for the week, and just to review what I have my chicken that I'm going to cube on Monday night, and I have my breading ready to go for the chicken nuggets. I also have my sweet potato shoestring French fries ready to be roasted. Tuesday night, I have a sausage and veggie bake. This is the sausage I'm going to use, uncured kielbasa from Hillshire Farms. I'll just dice that up, put it with the vegetables, and bake that. I have the meatballs that I made. I'm going to put those over zucchini zoodles for Wednesday night. And then for lunches, I have romaine lettuce, and I have the chicken salad, curried chicken salad that I made. And then as an extra bonus, I have fresh chicken broth that I made in my Instant Pot from my rotisserie chicken for my curried chicken. So I am all set for another week. I hope this helps you. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and remember to check me out on moderndayfox.com.